Shocker.
I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you
So
take a
we
rest
are
while I go
going
back?
to check out. Uh, there's a new event. I have no idea what this is. Honestly, I'm not anticipating it being much of anything, but we're still just gonna take a quick look at it and see what's going on here. Oh, wow, okay. Cool. Having us come back to some leeway bosses. Which, if you're not really working on leveling up any fire at people, you probably come here. Alright, what do we got going on here? Is it just gonna be a basic, like, hey, fight this boss for me? Fight this boss for me, chief? That'd be cool. Thanks. Ah. That it's okay, it's probably I can dismantle this guy so freaking easily with the people that we have. If I set him up for fire and ice, we can just delete this dude. It's awesome. You know, based on how each area is like so culturally different, it is kind of a bummer that like three of the nations, for the most part, uh, Mondstadt is very European themed. The newest area is also very like European, like Victorian era themed. Although I guess you could argue that maybe it's more of a German theme in Mondstadt, but still very European. And then also in Sumeru, I don't know what's really going on with there. Like in terms of like their outfit stylings to like where they would be traditionally from. But honestly, it just kind of feels samey. Like a lot of the name nomenclature there kind of sounds Middle Eastern-ish, even though it doesn't really depict that, other than like the desert area, which I think has its own identity. I feel like three of the cities are just kind of interchangeable for the most part, seeming very European, despite again some Sumeru. No, God, I'm losing my mind. Not Sumeru. Sumeru's Japan. The rainforest. Despite the rainforest should be feeling more, I don't know, like a tropical nation or something. For some reason, the major city feels just like a fantasy European country, which is kind of a bummer. I really hope the next two nations they really push that like very different culture kind of stuff. These like Japan and Leeway, obviously China, Japan, and I'd love to see like maybe a fire area will be like India. That would be cool, or even like Thai. That could be sweet. Just something a lot more identifiable because honestly, it feels like yeah, it just feels like we've got three like European nations, even though one of them's kind of got more of like I, I don't know if it's Arabic or style like naming conventions. I don't know where it like descends from, but apart from the naming convention, nothing else about that place feels like a different place from like those other areas. And yeah, I don't know why they went with like a Victorian England themed with like robots in the newest area. why those together. But it's like, okay. Although I do see I see great potential for the final like 2 areas of fire and ice being something that could be really, really cool. Although honestly, I think they'll try to do some sort of thermal energy with the fire area and make it like a metal town that's probably got like smokestacks and shit like that. If I had to take a wild guess, because I was hoping that the water area would be a lot more like a Venice, perhaps, or something more akin to Atlantis. But in reality, the city's just like, here's like 3 waterways that are like 50 feet into the sky, and the rest of the city just feels like a normal city. And it's just like, oh, okay. Jesus fuck guy, can I just do the thing? Thank you. Holy shit. Uh, okay, hold on. Yeah, all right. So it's giving us like a whole bunch of new biz. Oh, okay. So this is like a special event kind of a thing. Oh wait, no, hold on. Should be good.
Dodge this. Don't get frostbite.
Take flight! Sakura swirl! Yeah. Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter! Huh? Huh.
Freeze.
Oh, that was a cop out. There's like a halfway point. Look at that. Like a single swipe to its core is Gonzo. How? It was 34 seconds. How was that a copper? I guess it's because we're doing it on normal, maybe. But yeah, we can take out that guy pretty quickly with our elemental characters. Okay, so we did that. I guess that's the newest event. Just doing that. Okay, he might be hard. Rock people are usually pretty difficult to deal with. Plant guys should be easy. We got Dayluk, and we've been doing like a fire build for a bit now. This guy, it looks like we have to get a silver, so I'm assuming we have to do it on hard. Alright, let's do this again, except on hard, just to like confirm. Like, it's not no rocket science. This shit's pretty base. Oh, it fucking... Yeah, that's why it tells you. Okay, fine. Let's do it on this. Max it out, baby. Let's see how hard this hard is. Yeah, they got the quick select system. Pretty dope. Oh, wrong button. B.
No, my sword! Rain outlines your fate. Let me weave you.
Oh, so sorry. Cool it.
Let the show begin. Huh. Hi. Huh. Oh. fate. Witness the power of Gugwa.
That was less optimal. But yeah, it's still pretty quick.
Let me weave you a verse. Whirling snow.
Frostbite. Push your luck.
Whoa.
Take flight. Sakura swirl.
Fun. I was like, what, a minute? That was only gold? Dude, how much better do you need to do it to get the max level? Holy shit. Alright. You know what, I get, like, we're gonna have a chill day anyway today, guys, so... I'm just letting you know, we're probably just gonna do the rest of these fights, and the rest of the fights are probably gonna go roughly about this, so... Just come along for the experience of going through this monotonous task. That's, I think, what we're just gonna do for today's stream. So you won't be missing anything. I won't be doing any of the story stuff. I'm pretty sure we're, like, nowhere near a wish at all. Yeah. Over. Wait. I'm still angry about pulling that fucking 5-star Chi-Chi bullshit on this card. Yeah. One of the two. I can never remember his name. God damn it. Dropping wise, I still think like we got like a couple of days, like a lot. Oh, 8 days. Okay, never mind. I thought we were like over 12. Oh yeah, and the live stream is going to be happening soon for Genshin Impact. The next update already. And it's like, really? Time really flies by, mainly because we've been playing a shitload of Liza P and a lot of Honkai Star Rail, so like we haven't really been doing anything else there. I don't know how I got that. We literally just did like 2 extra things last time. Oh wait, no, we can't do the rest of them. I wasn't even paying attention when I was in here earlier. These are hourly locked. Cool, so... Fuck. Alright, I know what we... Okay, so this other thing that we need to do. This. So, I haven't really came here much on Steam. Just because it was always like a one-and-done kind of thing that I kept running into off-stream. And it's like these underground caverns. Apparently we have a quest here, but I have no idea what the hell this is. This might be new. Just like in a random underground. Ah, yes, this place. So, this is a side quest I did off-stream, which I did not realize would bring to all of this. Fucking pocket dimension in a book. Honestly, it has not been interesting so far. But... This was one of the rare occasions where the side quest was actually a really long, in-depth story, and it's like, cool, thanks for that. When I started doing the side quest, and then it kept going, and then it kept going, and then it kept going, I'm like, oh, this is probably one of the ones I should have done on stream, and then it kept going. Like, ah, my life. Honestly, I can't even remember what the story for this is because it was just like so like whatever, but it was so fucking long. Yeah. If I remember correctly, there was some imagery, I think, in the live stream for this update for like another area that we have yet to see, I think. And I think it has to do with this place and like how we got teleported here via book. I think something like that might happen again. Or like I could have been wrong. I could have been hallucinating the whole thing. Who knows? What is reality? Yeah, as you can see, there's also a little water sprite thing here as well. I'm trying to think. I don't think we've really ran into another like life form like this that's of a different element. Like it's basically a water elemental. And we haven't really seen any for like fire or electricity or like anything like that. Or wait, no, I guess we've seen it for the plants. For that one extended desert area that has like that giant like celestial tree thing that grows. I guess those guys are kind of like them. But we just keep running into like the water like center. I love that they're taking these very interesting concepts and then talking about them in like the most boring, slack-jawed way possible. What is personality? In fact, what is the soul? Yes, for the love of God, let's just begin. Oh, fucking yay. It's one of these that are always super clear and specific to the one that you need to do and not like kind of random. Oh, they're not even giving us the courtesy of the actor voicing this part like they normally. Cool. Whenever I do shit like this, it just reminds me of when we were playing the Near remake game, and there's like an entire section which is just like a choose your own adventure through text, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. Great content for stream. Awesome. Thank you. I wonder if that's any way related to Red Queen via Alice in Wonderland. Actually, was that ever based on anyone? Oh, probably. Given, you know, England's super great history with monarchies. Or even the French at that. Well, some people might say the one time French people did do that. The people that had their heads cut off got what were coming to them. For the most part, there were definitely some not super great people that got their heads chopped off during that revolution, but still, I'd say that would probably be a net positive. This is why I don't do side quests on stream anymore. Because it's like, hey, do you remember that 20-minute cutscene? Cool. Now here's that 20-minute cutscene, except it's a lot more boring and you have to read all of it. Awesome. Thank you for that. Despite us being in a pretty cool location and the concept being pretty cool, the actual dialogue behind it is very bland. I don't even know, like, how would you make this interesting? Like, it's a cool concept. Like, a lot of the times it's cool concepts, but then the actual implementation of it and just, like, the dialogue that is about it, if you actually broke it down and looked at it, you'd be like, this is actually pretty fucking boring. Like, the whole thing we did with the whole music thing that we just did that was underwater in the extended area. Conceptually, that's super cool. Context-wise, in terms of just dialogue that we've actually read and went through in that, not a lot of it was actually super interesting. Like, we did get hear some cool lore and stuff. But outside of that, isn't really much else. Yeah, this is basically hyperbolic time chamber situation going on here. Except in reverse, I guess? Reverse time chamber? Or this room is more of a time machine, I guess? Except it only moves at regular speed, but it doesn't have any of the aging effects that it would have in the outside world. So yeah, so you could travel 100 years into the future and still be that age. You just have to, you know, spend those 100 years waiting in this room. It's a time waiting room, basically. Yeah. Kind of similar to the movie Primer. I don't know if that's still a deep cut reference for time travel movies. I feel like a lot of people that are into that stuff know of that movie by now. If you have not watched it, I'd say watch it. It's not mind-blowingly whoa, but it's like a very like well done. This is how time travel should be in movies, kind of thing. Then after watching that, you can watch a few YouTube videos explaining what the hell you just watched. Honestly, those are my favorite kind of movies to watch. And there's going to be a new Francis Ford Coppola film coming out, which so far... Okay, let's start off with, this is his passion project he's been working on for 40 years, and he funded the whole thing himself. So there's that. And whenever artists have, you know, a shitload of ideas and they can just do whatever the hell they want on it, sometimes it turns out good. And according to the some of the reviews, some people are saying this is genius and a true creative masterpiece, and others are saying this is indecipherable and confusing beyond anything they have ever seen. But to be fair, some people said that kind of stuff about Inception, and I think we can all agree Inception, not that complicated of a movie. There's dream levels, time gets distorted at each level. That's basically it. That's not a hard concept to follow. People, like, I have not met a person personally, but I have heard people talk about this on the internet, of how some people just do not understand the concept of time travel. And it's like, what? And it's like they inflate time travel with like all the different kinds of paradoxes that are involved innately within time travel, or possible to happen because of time travel. And it's like, bro, you're conflating this way too much. This is Back to the Future. Like, funny old man makes time machine, and then fun teen takes back to the 50s. Right? You're thinking way too hard. At this point, I feel like I just have to ramble about other stuff as we are making our way through here and reading all of this. Just because this dialogue is just whatever. You see, if I knew that's what this was, I would have hopped on here hours ago, started doing this, and then passed the fuck out and slept. Because this is the surefire way to knock you out. Oh, okay, so this has been about 20 minutes. Just a lot of text here. I was hoping this would probably bring us... I was hoping it was just going to be like a gate to a new area, because I knew what this place was. Or something. Or like, I'll be able to warp us to like a memory or something interesting. Not, oh cool, let's go to this room and talk for about an hour. Okay. I guess that's content. I mean, this is the area where they had us do a side quest that was like an hour and a half long of us just doing fucking paperwork in an office setting. You guys didn't get to see that because I did that off stream, but I am very angry that that is a side quest that is in this fucking game. It's like if they made a Yakuza game, except all the fun ideas they have for side quests, they're like, okay, now think of the most tedious versions of those side quests. and now do those. Instead of being the cool race car driver, you'll be like the guy that set up the races and have to contact people about like new contact information and letting them know that we are changing the times or something. Or instead of like running the arcade, you're actually going to be the janitor, and you have to be very articulate with your cleaning regimen. Like, it's fucking pressure washer simulator. But don't worry, we won't tell you what spots you missed, so you'll have to redo the whole thing like 3 or 4 times. That's what this game is. That's what Genshin does. Like, we're in a world of like fucking mystical creatures and magics and fairies. Let's sit in this room and talk to this person for a while about stuff that's not really that interesting, and we'll drag it out for a long time. It's truly amazing. It is a skill to stretch something out so long and to say so much, yet to have so little substance behind it. I could guarantee that nothing is interesting. Well, basically anything else we've done this month in this game. Oh yes, the robot dog. What do you have to say? Perhaps some enlightening topic about sentience in machines, perhaps? I still need to finish reading iRobot. I made it like 4 short stories in, and then I got distracted, as per usual. Yeah, I was really banking on that event to be something. I had to drop the ball on this one, guys. Because I just wanted to do a shorter stream today, and I didn't want to invest an hour and a half in an actually interesting story. I felt like I was about to fucking go unconscious at any moment. I thought doing the event would have been a safer bet, but as per usual, they had to really fuck us over on that by doing the thing they always do, lock us out via time. Like, part of me gets it, but then the other part of me just screams at the monitor. Just let us play the fucking game, instead of forcing us to come back in 9 hours, and then in 12 hours, and then in the next day. It's like, yes, you got permanent engagement. Thank you. I cannot wait. For ZZZ to come out. This game has been really, like, this game's always had its ups and downs for me. Usually its ups is whenever we get a new area, or whenever we get main story, which usually happens with whenever we get a new main area. It's all the time in between that fucking sucks so goddamn bad. They have given us like 2 new areas, well, technically 4 areas since this region was unlocked. 2 of them were kind of connected into the main area. Well, one of them was heavily. The other was just kind of there. And then the following 2 is just like filler areas. It's just like trying to watch One Piece nowadays, except go through all of it, including all the filler arcs. And it's like, okay, well, some of those are interesting. But if you want to be, like, up to date with it and only have to watch what you need to, you're not watching the fucking thing with the girl and the dragon and the grandpa. right before they go up fucking Reverse Mountain, bud. Alright? You're skipping that. Just like you're skipping the arc with the old man that was actually the young boy and all his friends are stuck in a fucking time loop thing. And he had to age old without them. Like, you're skipping that story on One Piece. And some people would be like, I don't remember that. It's like, yeah, that's the point. Fucking filler bullshit. 3,000 episode fucking monolith. But hey, they're redoing the anime and I'm gonna be watching that. Because it's like, hey, third time's the charm of restarting this anime. I finally got up to date with it. It's like such a fucking... I finally get up to date with One Piece, and then like within a month, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to start a new One Piece anime. It's like, of course you are. I already had to restart the series once because of the change of 4Kids over to Funimation. Which, like, we were deep into 4Kids. We were Eneru, Sky Islands. We were at least, like, around episode 200, if not more. And then they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna just reset it. And it's like, okay, fine, I understand that you're gonna do that. And then it just took fucking forever to catch up. Now it is, for the most part. And so am I, and that's great. But now they're all like, hey, guess what? New anime, fuckface. Shaboom. Smoke bomb. You thought you could get away with just by buying one insanely long anime? Nope, you're buying two now. And the second one will have even better animation on the earlier parts. I wonder if they'll try to stitch it together. Or actually, no, I hope they don't do that. They should One Piece this. They should look at what One Piece did and be like, let's pace out the show like that. And trim the shit out of it. Like, you remember those episodes of One Piece where it's just like, here's 15 minutes of the opening song, end song, and what happened last time. So here's a good 10 minutes of new stuff. Yeah, we could not do those episodes and instead actually combined all of those. So you actually have complete episodes that are fully like 20 minutes of information. And or 15 minutes on how long the ending song is. I'm rambling at this point. This is just so fascinating. I'm extremely engaged. Vincent. Man story. Yeah. Yeah, today's a waste of time, guys. I'm serious. Do not watch this stream. Leave. Leave now. Because as soon as it hits 1 hour, I don't care what the fuck we're doing in here. I'm ending stream. This isn't interesting. I'm gonna finish this off stream. Because this is just some fucking drawn out bullshit. So they can be like, see, we're giving you content. No, you're giving us bullshit and saying it's content right now, alright? You've given us content for this update. This is not that, though. You gave us a new area. Great. Did you give us more story with that area? Not past the main initial story. We're gonna expand on this, you know, the thing everyone loves. The 1.5 hour long just dialogue after dialogue after dialogue after dialogue. You remember how we always do that before and all those are so memorable, like the last one you did. I fucking dare you to name one of these that were actually interesting. Where you can in-depth remember the details of. Except for the desert one, because that was the whole impetus of that entire region. Yeah. Which, by the way, even halfway through the desert area of them doing this, it just became like, what the fuck ever. In fact, I don't even think I did half of that on stream, just because even that became bland. This game has made me severely jaded in this fucking magical world. I fucking Seth Rogen laugh. See, yes, this is what I'm talking about. Yes. All right, another world. Fairy tales. Yes. Please, just give us something interesting here. And some people might be engaged in this, and it's like, okay, fine, fair enough. Not all stories are for all people. But when they put in minimal fucking effort, i.e. no voice acting and just still shots for a shitload of time, where the characters just have idle animations going on, I have limited engagement in this, you know, interactive platform of video gaming. Because the whole impetus behind it is interacting. If I wanted to read it, I'd grab a book. No thanks. This is why I prefer Souls games. This is why I prefer Lies of P, because I'd rather get murdered repeatedly by the same enemy and try to beat him than have to sit through reading dialogue. Because one is stimulating. It might be soul-crushing and destroy your sense of self, worth, but at least it's doing something. Unlike this. Hey, gee willikers, mister. I don't know why I was pressing the button the whole time. I could have just hit auto. Jesus fucking... My brain is mush right. And honestly, I am happy that we have downsized how much time we're playing in Genshin. Because, yeah. If it's not the main story stuff, like, some of the event stuff is nice. Like, yes, and some of the side story stuff is nice, yes. But I'd say, like, that's a 25% interesting, 75% boring when it comes to the side stuff. The events are usually decent. The side story stuff really isn't, and a lot of this game is like side quest, side story stuff. Character stories, obviously, those are they can be very interesting. They're never interesting in the way you want them to be. You know, like the fucking Exorcist, in which you never see him go after a fucking ghost. Why make that his character if you don't actually use that part of his character? And don't make that, like, part of his whole shtick if you never see it! I hate that. I mean, you let the musician girl be a musician girl and, like, just play her thing. Yet you do not let the fucking Exorcist hunt down ghosts, really. God, I hate you, game. Why do I keep playing you? I'm almost 500 episodes deep, that's why. God damn it. I said this before, sunken cost fallacy. Fuck you, game. Honestly, at this point, I'm just trying to talk a lot to keep myself awake, because, yeah, this is the magic. This is the antidote to my insomnia. Is playing Genshin Impact side quests will knock me the fuck out. I concur. We should never be speaking in sentences, having conversations with people where a legit response is, I concur. Have you met our character? Let me guess what's gonna happen next. Oh, we're actually gonna leave? Oh, wow, let's see here. I swear to God, if it's like, here's another book. Oh, yo, okay, we're all the way up here. Cool, cool, cool. God, I don't... God, we went there so long ago. Holy shit. Yeah, we got our awesome water wings. And dude, do they go with his new outfit so well? Sick. Sick. Actually, I need to look to see if they ever changed the water swordsman's main weapon. Like, have they ever introduced a better weapon for him? Because I made his build a very long time ago. Actually, wait, I think we might have come here in relation with that little water sprite before. I can't remember. That was a months ago. That was almost a year ago. No, I think that was a few months ago. Hold on. Math. This update, then the last one was in Leeway. Before that. Okay, 5 months ago. Or maybe 6. 5 to 6 months ago, this region was unlocked, so about half a year. It's been a minute. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they were like water people in here. Or animals, whatever. You know what I mean. Got an animal farm situation going on. Where's the pigs? We know we need to get them out. I wonder... the analogy for the pigs in Animal Farm. That was a direct comparison to fascism and cops. I'm just wondering, was that the first book that did that, or was that a saying beforehand, and then it just like caught on?
By royal decree.
Because either one of those would not surprise me, whether they came up with it on it for that book, or that's been a long thing beforehand. Touch the bubble. We're in a magic bubble. We're in a magic bubble. Did we have to make it move that slow? Like, it's magic. It can move as fast as you want. As fast as thought. Oh yeah, big news, Kingdom Hearts. They're coming to Steam. I did not realize this, but all the games were already released, except it was only on Epic Game Store. And I'm like, what? I did not realize that it was only on Epic Game Store. I thought they just released it for PC in general. But no, it's coming to Steam now. Mainly because apparently Square Enix hasn't been doing that hot recently, and they need to make some sales very, very badly. Which is actually surprising to me. I did not realize that. I thought they were going pretty good. Oh yeah, and I was also watching Thor the other day, the video game creator slash streamer guy, and I did not realize this. This is kind of cool if you're interested in video game development. That I believe it was Hades 2. He like showed you how to like open up the code files on Steam, which like it's not like a hard thing to do. It's literally go to the game, go to the options, and just click this button, and all of the files are just completely open for you. And also all of the code even has like the developer notes in the code itself. And it was just like mind blowing. It's like, wow, this is gonna this is gonna be the easiest game to mod of all time. And I'm like, oh dude, that's sweet. So if you are a big fan of Hades 2, I'd say hopefully get prepared for the modding community to fucking blow up on that thing, since apparently they made it super open and super easy with both like letting you just have the code as well as making all the documentation of it super open. It just made it very easy for people to make mods for it. So it's like, cool. I hear really good things about that game. I still need to play Hades 1 and then Hades 2. But again, it's a roguelike, so it's like, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about playing roguelike on stream, despite me keeping on wanting to play Poke Rogue on here. I feel like Poke Rogue, either I go to like 100 or not above, if not above, or I get clipped in like the first 20 levels. I once made it into like over level like 150 in that game. I think we were like around level 170 or something. And just got completely destroyed. It was a fucking trainer battle. A guy threw out one mon and just completely wiped my team. And I'm like, what the was that? Everything up until there was smooth sailing, and then it just got bodied. But that's what happens when I know not zero. I know very little information about, like, types and stuff like that. Like, I have somewhat idea based off of the original game, but, like, the added, like, steel, fairy, dark, and, like, the more newer stuff kind of throws a wrench in it for me. Like, this is something that really busts. This quest. They're tying it in with, like, the princess and, like, that the sunken ruins and stuff. The event that we just previously did, which not... Well, I'd say most of it was voiced. But, like, a lot of the cutscenes... Well, not cutscenes. A lot of the interactions there were also not voiced. And a lot of the stuff in the desert was also not voiced. And it's like... They're building out this world so much, but then they're putting, like, zero, like voice acting effort into so much of it. Like, if you were to cut out all the stuff that they did in voice act from this game in terms of lore, I do think you'd be cutting out half of the lore of this entire game, if not more. Because the archons in Celestia and the harbingers are, like, obviously super important. That's the main story. Same with, like, whatever the fuck's going on with our annoying ass sister that refuses to fucking tell us what's going on. Like, there's so many other gods and just, like, empires and shit that happened in this world that are, like, no longer around anymore. And, like, you just get this from it rather than interesting, in-depth story. And it's just like, fuck's sake, man. Stop building out your world in interesting ways, but then delivering it in the most boring fucking possible way, bro. Like, come on. It's like your concept can be cool, but if your execution is complete shit and boring and people hate your game when you do stuff like that, it's a sign. Stop making the game like that when you're delivering that kind of information. Because it makes me hate the fucking side stories and side characters, because I look at them as a fucking living embodiment of tedious behavior in which I have to withstand my iron-like willpower rather than enjoy the story. Although we'll see how this game goes, because China has been looking at... I don't know if they passed the law already or not, but they're looking to get rid of, like, random pulls and stuff like that in their games. Which a lot of people are saying they'd probably do it across the board. Even though it's just a law for China, they just do it to the game and implement it for every territory. So, how will they run this game when it's not a random, like, pull style? Especially since VVV is coming out, and that's also a random pull style. That's where they get most of their money from. It's like, might be losing a shitload of money very, very soon. It was like a $3.8 billion industry. And yeah, apparently the Chinese government's like, yeah, no. It's literally gambling and we're not about that, so stop. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna play out. Although I heard this like a few months ago, so it's like, and it's still going on here. Of fucking course. Oh, they're all kind of selected. I don't think anyone's made a system of, like, internal thought like this that I have actually liked. This I hate. Oh, Phoenix Wright. Oh my god, it just keeps going, for fuck's sake! This doesn't make us feel like we're inside the mind of a fucking genius detective piecing a thing together. It makes us feel like we're inside the mind of some asshole that's jumping to conclusions about a about a bunch of random shit that you just arbitrarily decide is important that you pop up on screen. Hey, have you thought about this name, and which is like the only real name that really stood out in this entire thing for us to guess that that's who this person is? It's super obvious, despite everything that we were just thinking directly having to do with that person, but for some reason we couldn't make that correlation until we were like 6 stream levels deep. I hate this game. Let's begin. I swear to fucking God. What's the point? You should have just told him the information. There was no point of, like, that selection menu. This game's about to make a grown man cry. And not in the good way. Honestly, at this part, I'm not even really paying attention to this. Just, what the fuck ever are you saying, kid? Like, and I hate they still have not put in a skip button. You fucking pricks! Like, are you kidding me? Stop waterboarding me with fucking dialogue, asshole. Just let me skip this shit, which is clearly not important. Do you know how I know it's not important? Because you didn't care enough to fucking voice act it in this fucking $8 billion game you fucking make. That I can sit here and just do this for the next 10 minutes probably straight. There we go. Holy fuck. Yeah, we're done. We're done for today. That's it. We're not coming back here. I'm going to finish this off stream and plow through this because this doesn't fucking matter. Next week, we're actually going to play a side a character quest because it's only main story character quests, only things that matter in this fucking game. Oh my God. It has taken 4 years, but these side missions have fucking broke me. They are boring and just fucking nothing interesting ever comes out of them that ever materializes anywhere in this fucking game. Outside of the, like, it's the equivalent of one background character guy, just random NPCs like, hey, can you help me? Let me explain my entire doesn't matter. I don't need to know your whole backstory, fucking fruit vendor, for me to walk over there, kill 5 monsters, and come back to you. I don't need that 20 minutes of you explaining to me your life story and why this is very important to you so I can kill those 5 monsters to come back to you to tell you that I did that and for you to waterboard me with another 20 minutes of you saying why that was important and reiterating. Okay? That is what these side quests are. It's just got a fuckload of extra steps to it. And they'll never fucking matter in the main story because the main story barely matters in this fucking game. Because they only release, like, what? Like 2 bits of main story a fucking year at this point? When they actually release the new areas? And they are deeply and highly tied to those new areas? And they refuse to have main story updates that are separate from the main area updates. They have to be the same thing. There's no fucking way that we could just travel to another country outside of the main story being like the main impetus of doing that. Apart from the Golden Apple Archipelago, which they didn't even fucking do last summer. They did a Dream World, which was kind of cool. But my rant is over. I hate this fucking game. This is why we are only playing it once a week at this point. Because it's full of nothing but fucking bullshit at this point. And I am just waiting for the next main story update that will happen probably soon, since the last main story update happened 6 months ago. So, yeah, we will have that to not look forward to next week. But until then, we'll be playing a game which is actually fun and enjoyable. Liza P. It's a great game. We'll be playing it tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after, and the day after. Until next Thursday, where I will now then force myself to come back to this fucking game. And we will actually do something that has actual significance and play a character story, where we get to know a character in usually a unlikely way, where you're like, oh, really? This character that does this thing? Does it have to do with the thing that we know them for? No, it's just gonna be kind of a random experience that you could literally put any character into to have? Okay, sure. I guess. Well, the next one will be harassing a fucking cabbage salesman for some reason. What does that have to do with this character? I don't know, but it's an experience you had with them. Isn't that unique and interesting? No. No, not really. That's the end of day 1360 of streaming in a row. Please put me out of my fucking misery at this point. Links down below. See you tomorrow, Liza P. It is a way better game and much more worth your time. See ya.